Digital Bites Production and Design. Nature's Sunshine Products. Onset Financial. Overstock. Science Bank. CHG Healthcare. Children's Miracle Network Hospitals. Homey. Jones, Waldo, Holbrook, and McDonough. Lucid. Master Control. MX. Regents Blue Cross Blue Shield of Utah. Thomas Arts. United Way of Salt Lake. Vivint Smart Home. Young Living Essential Oils. And Strong and Hanny. And now, please welcome your Master of Ceremonies, National Spokesperson and Vice President of Communications with Waterford.org, Kim Fisher.
Thank you, and welcome to the 8th Annual Utah Business CXO of the Year Awards, and congratulations to all the 2021 CXOs of the Year. Today, we will be honoring outstanding business leaders, champions of the C-suite who are crucial to keeping their businesses running. The outstanding CXOs being honored today span different titles and come from really a variety of industries. They oversee day-to-day operations, keep all important finances in order, handle branding, product development, marketing, and whatever else it takes to make a 21st century business thrive. During today's program, we will learn more about these accomplished business professionals and get a deeper glimpse into why they are so key to their organization's success. First, a little about Utah Business. Utah Business provides award-winning, in-depth journalism on the tech and entrepreneurial businesses at the forefront of our nation's economy. Their print and digital publications reach executives all across the state and provide live deep dive events in the industries shaping our future. Please welcome the Editor-in-Chief of Utah Business, Elle Griffin.
Hello. In 2020, Utah saw more than $958 million raised across 133 deals and more than $30 billion in exits, mergers, and acquisitions. Those deals created a lot of personal wealth in the state, ranking us 16th in the nation for millionaires and increasing angel investment in the state by 400%. This put us at a huge economic advantage when it comes to the future of business in our state. And we're not just booming in tech. Thanks to a federal contract to produce a fleet of 400 intercontinental ballistic missiles, Northrop Grumman is currently building 5 new buildings for engineering and testing at Hill Air Force Base and is hiring more than 5,000 jobs, about 100 new jobs a month, all in highly specialized science, tech, and engineering roles. Meanwhile, Utah's unemployment rate fell to an unprecedented 2.8% in April, less than half the US rate of 6.1%. That means we have a lot of companies, a lot of funding, and a lot of potential for growth. We just need a whole lot more people to help us grow. That's where you all come in. It's up to our COOs, our CFOs, our CMOs, our CPOs to determine how we're going to grow sustainably, recruit equitably and competitively, and scale near infinitely. And this year's CXO of the Year winners are being honored for taking up that mantle, for not only determining the future of our companies, but the future of how we work. I can't wait to share the videos of this year's honorees and what they've been up to. But before we do, I just want to thank Kim Fisher, our MC, as well as our presenting sponsor, Webb, our premier sponsors, Digital Bites Production and Design, Nature's Sunshine Products, Onset Financial, Overstock.com, and Zion's Bank. Thank you as well to our primary sponsors and to Strong and Hanny, who sponsored the photo and video shoots of our honorees. Thank you so much for your support, and congratulations to this year's CXO of the Year winners.
All right, speaking of Webb, Webb is a full-service event company based in Salt Lake City. In addition to live events like this one, Webb is now producing virtual events to help clients continue delivering their message to thousands of attendees around the world, something that was needed this past year. Whether virtual or live, Webb is one of the most creative and innovative event companies in the market. So please give a warm welcome to the CEO of Webb, Melanie Robinson.
Hello, I am thrilled to be here to celebrate with you all in person today. Utah is a unique business environment, in some ways small, yet increasingly mighty with ever-expanding opportunities. We are a community that grows together, perhaps more than others. When a leader in one organization does amazing work, that work spreads over time across this interconnected valley. As employees change roles in organizations throughout their career, they take the learnings from their previous leaders with them. When a company in Utah grows, other companies grow along with it through vendor and client relationships. We are each building on each other's success every year. The leaders being honored here today have impacted not only their own organizations, but they have created a ripple effect throughout our state. I'm the CEO of Webb Production. We focus on large-scale event production, scenic fabrication, and commercial AV installations. I see a handful of Webb partners in the honoree pool today, and we would not be the company we are without you and your leadership. Here's to each of the honorees for carrying the weight of big decisions and for inspiring all of those around us. Congratulations, and thank you for all you do.
Yeah, let's give Melanie and Webb a hand. We are now pleased to move to the recognition part of today's program. Our first award recipient today is Alicia Garcia. Please turn your attention to the video screens.
I actually didn't know very much about human resources when I first started out in my career. My major was international business. I had a minor in French. I figured I would do something in business, but I had the opportunity to do an internship with Target, and I tell people now that HR found me. And I realized then that connecting with people and a role that had to do with building culture and building teams was absolutely what I wanted to do. After Target, I moved on into tech. Tech is my passion. I love working in the technical industries. Sometimes you just know that things happen for a reason and that there's fate, and I really feel like I was meant to join Master Control. I loved the people, I loved the culture, and I really gelled with the executive team there. So it was something that at the end of the day, I really feel like it was meant to be. You preserve the special areas of your culture that attract the best talent, but then you also infuse it with the talents that new people bring to the team. I think you're really wasting an opportunity if you don't allow new people to help you see things in a different way. And that's really, I think, part of the foundation of Master Control. We really wanted to incorporate all of the talents that our teams had, and then as we bring in new people, ensure that that team grows together and it takes us to a new level over time.
As you are doing right now, give a warm welcome to Alicia Garcia, Chief Culture Officer with Master Control.
Thank you so much. This is so exciting and such an honor to be here. I have such a unique role as a Chief Culture Officer to affect the environment where workers can truly bring their best talents and be themselves in a very creative and positive environment. But that wouldn't be possible without the leadership of our team supporting it and driving it. So of course, a big thank you to Master Control's CEO, John Beckstrand, and our company's ownership. And of course, I work with the absolute best team on the planet. And that team drives an amazing culture that has attracted and will continue to attract the industry's best. Thank you so very much.
Originally, when I was 25 years old, I was working for one of Children's Miracle Network's sponsoring companies, and I got familiar with the Children's Hospital, but I was a young father, just had a new baby, and we had some friends who had also had a child, and their child was born premature, and my son was perfectly healthy. My friends were not so lucky, and I saw firsthand what a children's hospital can do and how desperately they needed the money. And so fast forward 25 years later, which feels like a blink of the eye, and I can see, I think, the impact that we're making as an organization. And never would have thought I was going into a nonprofit organization for a career, but I would never do it differently. Oh, big plans for the future that I have just in general. I've decided that I'm going to be a little bit more of a homebody. My wife and I actually just bought a tractor, and I plan on spending a lot of time working in the field this summer. So I get my hands dirty and doing a little work outside. The most rewarding thing about my job is the impact that we get to make in children's lives. We are a network of 170 hospitals across the US and Canada, and we really do make a huge impact for those kids and their families, and we get to see it every single day.
Please welcome to the stage Children's Miracle Network Hospital's Executive Vice President and Chief Operations Officer, Clark Sweat.
Thank you so much. It's such an honor to be here today, and I'm really honored to be here with all of you. I've read through the bios and I've read through all of your facts, and it's just really a real privilege to be here. And so I'm looking forward to getting a chance to meet you and learn a little bit more. I said a lot there in the video about Children's Miracle Network, but I want to repeat a little bit of it. And first off, I couldn't be here today if it wasn't for my amazing staff. We have this great group of people who are just really passionate, really committed, and we raise hundreds of millions of dollars a year, and you think that's a lot, but then there's so much work that continues to need to be done. Last year in particular, it was a really rough year, and I know it was rough for everyone, but it was amazing to watch as our children's hospitals went from the early days of the pandemic, when most people were considering COVID an old person's disease. And then we watched our hospitals struggling to get basic materials like PPE equipment. And then we saw events like this, which, by the way, this is the first event I've been to in over a year, and I love it because we normally go to a lot of these events. But we saw these all kind of dry up and fundraising got pretty rough. But it's coming back. We're excited for it. There's a lot of good things that are happening with children's hospitals and children's philanthropy. But I would be remiss if I didn't mention the pandemic took a huge toll on kids. There's a lot of our hospitals now who are very busy diagnosing and detecting and treating kids with mental illnesses that are a result of the pandemic. So I'd ask if you continue to support your local children's hospital. Primary Children's here in Salt Lake is our member hospital, and they do amazing, amazing work. So thank you very much, and I appreciate the award.
I've been at Vivint 11 years, and it's been able to see the transition from when I came there. We were about $98 million in revenue. We transitioned from that to being acquired by the largest private equity firm in the world to just recently in 2020 becoming a public company via SPAC. When I started Vivint, really the industry that we're in didn't exist. I mean, Vivint has really innovated this smart home industry and been a leader in it, and now others are trying to copy what we do. It's more than just the bottom line of the company, the financial bottom line being successful. It's really, what's the company's impact on its customers, on its vendors, and probably most importantly, its people, like its employees. And I think for me, I really look at success as like, how well am I able to go build really good teams? And then how am I able to give those people on those teams opportunities that are rewarding, that are challenging, that let them grow professionally and personally, not only as individuals, but as a team. No matter what challenges you have in the day, every day is a fresh day to start, and you really can go attack those challenges. And it really makes you a better person, professionally and personally, as you kind of think about, the challenges that everybody faces in life. So it's really like every day, let's get up, it's a new day, it's a dream, and let's go make something good of it.
We would like to welcome Dale Jarrod, Chief Financial Officer for Vivint Smart Home.
All right. As normal days for me, we launched a $1.25 billion term loan at 11 o'clock this morning. So thanks to Grand American for allowing me to use their conference room to do that so I could be here on time. Congratulations to all this year's nominees. I think this continues to prove that Utah has some of the finest business leaders in the country, and more importantly, mentors for the leaders of tomorrow. For me, this award really goes back to all the mentors that have helped me along the way. I grew up in a small farming community in Indiana. I've been in Utah for about 11 years. My stepfather was one of those mentors. He was a small farmer, a plant manager for Eaton Corporation. And what he taught me, that being a leader was more about listening than talking, and that your true success was a measure of your ability to empower the people around you and to achieve even greater success as a team. And then finally, one of the things that's over the last few weeks, receiving this reward reminds me of those conversations with my stepfather, but probably more recently with our former CEO and now our new CEO, David Bywater, who's joined us, that we are also focused on kind of short-term and long-term plans. Sometimes we don't take the time to actually recognize their successes as a company, as a team, or as an individual. So I hope that all of us remember to take time out of our busy schedules to reflect and celebrate our successes. I would like to end by saying thank you to my family, all my coworkers along the years, and to Utah Business Magazine for this award. Thank you.
In some ways, I've always imagined that I would do what I do now. I grew up among people who were very socially minded. I spent the early part of my career in refugee resettlements and in workforce development back in New York. I think I might have imagined when I was a bit younger that I would have spent most of my career in social services. But when I came out to Utah in 2012 and saw the amazing partnership work that was happening, I knew that that's where my heart was. It was once I had the chance to observe business leaders, service providers, parents, students, teachers, elected officials, government leaders working together to tackle problems at scale in a way that I had never thought was possible. That was when I realized that was where I wanted to spend my time in my career. My mother taught me growing up an expression that's really stuck with me, and it's to love who you are and to love those around you. And I think maybe that is my life motto, to love who I am, to celebrate who I am, and to treat those around me with respect and care, and curiosity and empathy and love as well.
Dana is watching virtually today, but she does have a table full of supporters here today. Yeah, there they are. And she did send along this message to share with all of you.
I so wish that I could be with all of you today. This is a recognition of so many people. It honors the hundreds of partners that I work with via my role at United Way of Salt Lake to achieve education, health, and financial stability outcomes on a community-wide scale. Whether you're a parent, a student, an executive, a teacher, a healthcare professional, an official, a civil servant, all of us are united in the belief that a Utah where everyone lives a happy, fulfilling, stable life is possible. Thank you for transforming that belief every day into powerful action and results. Thank you to my United Way of Salt Lake colleagues for creating a culture where we support and where we hear each other. You've worked these past 15 months to address urgent needs in our community and in your own lives, while also working to imagine and to actualize ways of working that are more equitable, creative, and just. You leave me optimistic and you leave me inspired. Thank you to my family, near and far, who make my life outside of work so inspired. You're patient with me, you encourage me, you try to understand what I do. Thanks to my parents, Ellen and Bill, who taught me to love who I am and to be kind to others. Thank you, Bill Krim, our CEO at United Way of Salt Lake, for risking it all again and again to set our organization on a courageous path to transform ourselves and our community into one that so many of us imagine, but that we haven't yet achieved. This year has brought people together in unexpected ways. It's also driven people further apart. I'm learning how important it is to make room for diversity of values, beliefs, and experiences. Our differences make us unique, but it's our will to be better as individuals, as organizations, as a society that brings us together. In the critical time ahead, I look forward to continuing to embrace the shared will that we have to make things better and to use it to unite us all. Thank you again so much.
We're a marketplace for artisan goods, and so artisan cooperatives, like think of groups that build pottery or jewelry in the developing world, can upload their catalogs to our platform, and then corporations that either purchase it for wholesale or use it for corporate gifting can buy products through that marketplace. The only way we win is if each of our stakeholders is better off for being a part of Ethic. I think we've proven that the products that we've sold to both wholesalers and for corporate gifting, that people seem to like them. But it's a two-sided marketplace, and so we're not going to be successful unless our artisan groups or artisan partners are growing and building capacity. And so that's something I really like to focus on. Like it's something we drive in. Every time we take on new business, is this going to be a net benefit for the artisan, or in some ways are we becoming kind of who we set out to disrupt? Like, are we just kind of a middleman? It's a question I like to, I always have running through my head. Like, what are we doing to make the artisans' lives easier and better, and build a middle class in some of these places that we work?
Please welcome Devon Madison, Chief Operations Officer with Ethic.
It's really nice to get dressed up again. I think, as evidenced by the film, I haven't had a haircut, but the outfit's the exact same, and I think this is probably the second time in the last 18 months I've worn a sport coat. So, what we try and live our mission. Really, what we are as a company is just a stand-in for market access to just some of the most beautiful handcrafted goods that we can find in the world, and finding ways to share the tradition and the legacy of these makers who maybe wouldn't otherwise have access to that. And so when I think of this award, I'm incredibly honored, but I'm really just standing in on behalf of the remarkable folks we've partnered with. The thing that I'm most proud about from last year is we were able to provide fair trade work for 1,445 artisans, of which there were about 5,600 family members supported, 33,000 fair trade work days, and over 325,000 handmade products. You see the love and the care and the attention to detail every time you look at one of them, and I'm so incredibly proud of our partners. Just a few to thank at this time. Basma Baram of the Holy Land Handcraft Cooperative and the olive wood and ceramics that they bring into the country. Hanifa Javadi, a local woman running Free Women, which is handmade goods here in Salt Lake made by Afghan refugees. And Tina Chimbadi in Uganda, who's brought her beautiful clay jewelry to our market, and we're just so incredibly honored to work with such amazing folks like that. Thank you so much.
I never really had a plan. The only thing I can ever remember is at a very early age wanting to deliver milk, which with my dad sending me to private school, he was really concerned about. That was an interesting career for what he was paying for, right? So, but apart from that in my life, I never really knew what I wanted to do. I just wanted to be part of something fun, exciting, and special. I joined a direct selling company straight from college. My first job was actually with Avon Products in direct sales, and I've been in direct sales my entire career. What gets me out of bed in the morning is, and it sounds like a cliche, but being part of something bigger than yourself. I thrive on, being part of companies that have values, that really believe in their people, and really just want to do good things in the world. So being part of a wellness organization, that just feels amazing. And I look at the team that's been joining Nature's Sunshine since I joined, that's really exciting. To go to work with people who love what they do and want to do great things, why wouldn't you want to do that? That's just, it's cool, it's fun, exciting. Okay, you have difficult days where things are tough and you're working hard and you got to struggle through like challenges and how to do that. But when you're with a group of people who really care, it's just inspiring every day.
Please give a warm welcome to Eddie Silcock, Executive Vice President and President of North America with Nature's Sunshine Products.
Thank you so much, Utah Business. I just want to say a huge thank you. This whole experience has been incredible. You made me feel incredibly special and out of the team. So again, to all the honorees, just seeing what you're doing every single day and what you're doing across Utah and across the world is very inspiring to be a part of this group, and it's a privilege. I do want to thank my CEO, Terrence Moorhead, for bringing me to Nature's Sunshine. We go back a long way, but he joined Nature's Sunshine shortly before me, had a vision for the company and brought me in, and I just want to thank him for his trust every single day. I want to thank my beautiful wife, Alex, and my family just for their positivity and support every single day of my life. And as well as that, I just think, I was actually thinking about this. I think it's my 30th year this year in corporate life. And as it's been mentioned already today, that on that journey, I've had a chance to work with some amazing people and incredible teams. I have to say though, I think the team at Nature's Sunshine that's coming together to really turning around this company and sharing wellness is probably the most talented, energetic, and fun group of people I've ever been with, and I'm just having the best time in my life. So I just want to say the reason I'm getting this role today is because of all of them. So thank you very much.
So my vision for my career when I was younger, which was based on television, was to run a Madison Avenue agency. And I did that and very quickly found that I was much more drawn to impact-driven work. So working in financial services, and I've had a number of different roles in financial services, and assume I'll continue to have a number of different roles in financial services, has been enormously rewarding. But as a lesson, you can never know. Everyone's career is lumpy unless you're like a doctor. So it's definitely not where I set out to be, but thrilled that it is. So success to me means impact, being able to make an impact on my community, on my family, on my company, but really making an impact on the wider world is exactly what success looks and feels like. We all work so hard, and to see the results of your work out in the world is awesome. So right now I am getting a ton of inspiration from the ex-Prime Minister of Australia, Gillard, who has published a book on women and leadership and has a podcast called A Podcast of One's Own, which she brings the world leaders, some of the smartest people in the world to the table. And it is like my weekly dose of just like epic level inspiration.
Unfortunately, Jane couldn't be with us today, but graciously accepting the award on her behalf is Kaylee Waymond, Events Manager with MX.
Thanks, Utah Business, and thank you all. I'm Kaylee Waymond and happy to accept this award on behalf of Jane Barrett, MX's Chief Advocacy Officer. Jane joined MX 3 years ago and has been a fierce advocate for our customers, our employees, and our partners, and so it's an honor to represent her here today. At MX, we are on a mission to empower the world to be financially strong, and a huge part of that is ensuring that financial strength is something that is possible for all, not just those on a path to privilege. Pursuing a mission is crucial to the success of companies like MX, executives like Jane, and emerging leaders like myself. We're happy for this recognition, and thanks again, Utah Business.
When I was young, I actually wanted to be a professional soccer player, believe it or not. Now I know how irrational that belief was. I was never particularly talented at the game. But when I was pretty young, in I think 8th grade, my parents checked me out of school. They were concerned about my irrational and dogged belief that I was going to be a pro soccer player. So they checked me out of school, took me to lunch. They broke down how I was never going to be a pro soccer player, and I remember being very, very tearful. Though now that I look back, I think it was probably certainly in my best interest, and I commend them for doing something that was probably pretty hard. The most rewarding thing about working in the insurance industry and at PCF Insurance Services is that fundamentally insurance is a people-based business. And in the last 12 months, our business has quadrupled. So when I think about what that means for me, in the past 12 months and in the next 12 months, it means that there are thousands of new people whose lives we get to impact, relationships we get to build, stories we get to hear, entrepreneurial journeys that we get to enjoy and be a part of, and get to ultimately be a part of partnering with them and impacting their lives in the future and becoming part of the PCF family. And in my role, I get to be on the front lines of that and get to be right in the middle of those relationships and those partnerships.
Please welcome from PCF Insurance Services, their Chief Development and Strategy Officer, Jeremiah Dukes.
Thanks, guys, and thanks to Utah Business Magazine. I think you got a little flavor of the triumphs of a young boy trying to accomplish something in the sports field he had no business doing, and through all that now ended up in insurance, which is one of those industries that kind of sits in the background that we don't pay a lot of attention to, but is actually pretty extraordinary and touches all of our lives in a big way. In fact, I'm sure this event is insured in some way, and hopefully we get the chance to do that next year. So I just want to make a quick note and comment that Utah, I moved here a year ago. Utah's not home to me. I'm from Atlanta, Georgia. We moved here just over a year ago to start building PCF and place really a flag here in Utah. And The biggest takeaway for me in the past year is we've quadrupled our business, gone from 0 employees, I was employee number 1 here, to 65 here in Utah. This is an incredible place to build a business. It's extraordinary to have the talent to hire smart, ambitious people, to be able to afford to raise a large or a small family not far from your work, and to be able to spend 30 days on the ski slopes in that same season, which I did this last year. So thank you so much. Excited to hopefully meet many of you and appreciate the time and opportunity from Utah Business Magazine.
I spent kind of the first chapter of my career in traditional consumer products, working on everything from baby products to hair products to fancy pens, living in Paris, France, but really wanted to connect my personal passion with my profession. And so for the second half of my career, I was able to get into the outdoor industry and started working first on golf, baseball, softball, volleyball, eventually moved into the cycling industry. So I was the general manager for Bell Helmets, then landed at Skullcandy as the CMO. We've started doing some really wonderful mission-driven work. We looked at what our consumers were passionate about. We looked at what our employees were passionate about. And because we're based in Park City, Utah, right out our back door, we can see the impact of climate. And so we partnered with Protect Our Winters so that we could help shine a spotlight on the issue and start to advocate. If we were going to advocate on behalf of climate, we had to look inward at what we were doing as a brand. And so we've rapidly started doing some really exciting things around sustainability, where we've launched a circular commerce program where we're upcycling returned electronics. We are committing to 100% recyclable packaging by the end of 2021. Some of the most exciting work that we've been doing these past 2 years is around that mission-driven work.
And I had the honor of meeting Jessica right after she moved to Park City, so that was pretty cool. Congratulations and welcome to the stage, Jessica Klodnicki, Chief Marketing Officer with Skullcandy. Oh, do we have a video of her? Is that right? No? Is she here? Is Skullcandy here? Give me a cheer if Skullcandy's here. Okay. Well, should we move on? All right. We're going to move on to the next video.
My life motto is hard work pays off. I came from a very hardworking family, and my father passed away when I was 15. I was the youngest of 5, and I knew at that point that my life had changed pretty significantly, and I needed to work and to do things like that to contribute given our family situation. So I got a job at age 15 at a local sporting goods store back in Pennsylvania where I grew up. And I actually worked there from age 15 all the way through college. And what I would say is the incredible business knowledge that I was able to obtain showed me that I had a passion for business. You know, everything from dealing with customers at a young age to doing things like purchasing, as I got older. But I really had this incredible incubator of really learning how to run a business, and that's stayed with me ever since. There's a lot of really rewarding things. I think the first thing is working for Regents. It's kind of the best thing for me with where I am with my career right now, because I can use my mind and all the experiences that I've learned throughout my long healthcare career to really help and work with my team on charting our course. But also Regents really promotes giving back in the community, and that's something that really fulfills me and something that really gives me so much energy.
Please give a warm welcome to Jim Swayze, President of Regents Blue Cross Blue Shield of Utah.
Wow. Hi, everyone. Welcome. And it's just so great to be at a live event. Thank you for coming out. The energy, it just feels good to be here. My tie appreciates getting out of the house as well. Thank you to Utah Business for this incredible honor. I want to congratulate all of the honorees, some that I know very well and some that I'm getting to know, but it's just humbling to be among the talent, the dedication, and all the skills that I see with these individuals. I want to thank my team, first of all. They totally surprised me with this, and I always tell them I don't like surprises, but this one was okay. And they are the most dedicated and talented group of individuals, and I just feel blessed to work with them every day, and the chemistry that we have and all that we do to bring value to Utah healthcare. I also want to thank someone that I don't thank as much as I should, my wife Renee, who is there. Renee, can you raise your hand? I know you love the attention. You know, we've been married more than 30 years. Don't pin me to a date on that or a time, but we've been married more than 30 years. And yes, I can be intense at times and also a handful. My team is saying, yup, we agree with that. But she has really been that voice of reason for me and has really stood by me, and it's just been such a rock for me. A quick shout out to my daughters. My oldest, Tara, is in Denver, and she's watching remotely, and my youngest in Chicago and also watching remotely. And thanks to Utah Business for setting that up. The best thing I can say as a parent is it's great to have my daughters not be able to attend because they have great careers, and that really is awesome. Finally, I just want to say thank you to Regents. It's a blessing to work with such a great company where we can again build value in healthcare and also really walks the talk as far as supporting and really leading and giving back into the community. Thank you again, and congrats to all the honorees today.
You know, I started my first business when I was in 8th grade, and I was selling frames door to door. And then I started a video production company when I was in high school. And so like from a very early age, I wanted to create, I wanted to build. And what's so amazing is now I have the opportunity to create and build something that is at scale, and a business that can really make an impact, not just in Utah and our community here, but really across the country for everyone. And for me, that is probably the pinnacle of my career. That's a work worth doing. It's a story worth telling. The most important work that we do as people isn't in boardrooms or in brainstorms, but it's really like in backyards and bedrooms and ballparks. And it's easy to say that, and it's hard to live it. And you know, when I talk to folks that are early in their career and they're ambitious and they're just, it's 24/7, they've just immersed themselves in their business, I try to remind them that, I wish I would have early in my career prioritized the things that really, really matter. And our impact on people, especially those people that are closest to us, is far more important than our impact on profit and loss statements.
Please give a warm welcome to Joe Grover, Chief Marketing Officer with Homey.
What's up, homies? I'm happy to be here today. I remember when I first met the founders of Homey over 3 years ago. I was sitting in the conference room, and this is the first time I had ever met Johnny Hanna, one of the co-founders and the CEO. And I had just come off of a stint as a CEO of a turnaround business out of state, and it was super tough. And I remember looking at Johnny and saying, "Johnny, you have a lonely job." And he looked at me and he immediately rebutted and refuted what I said. And I was a little bit taken aback. And he said, "It's never lonely. This is not a lonely job, because it's never lonely when you have partners that you trust." And that really left an impression on me. And from day one, I've never felt alone at Homey. I have been honored to be called a Homey and to be engaged in this mission to make home ownership more affordable and more accessible for all people. That's something incredibly personal. And I'm so grateful that they invited me in to help build this business and scale this business. And 4 of those amazing partners are here today. I'm also grateful for those experiences where I made a bunch of mistakes and miscalculations and missteps, because if it wasn't for all that failing and those faults and foils and failures, I wouldn't be here today. I'm really, really grateful for my beautiful wife, Melanie, and my family. I meant what I said, and I'm still working on it and trying to find balance in my life and to prioritize things that are most important, I think is something and kind of a pursuit that we're all looking for. I'm grateful for an amazing marketing team that has supported me, that has helped create a brand. I'm thankful for billboards, because if it wasn't for billboards, you probably wouldn't know about Homey. And I'm so grateful that I could be here today. And congratulations to all the honorees, and thank you, Utah Business.
My life motto is make and keep commitments. Dependability is a really amazing quality. I feel like it helps people build trust and loyalty and respect, and my parents have always been very dependable. It's a quality I've tried to emulate. It made me feel very safe, and it's a feeling that I want other people to have as well. I believe pretty strongly that there's two things we take past this life, and that's knowledge and relationships. And so for personal success, I think about building and forming relationships as well as continually learning. I'm not much of a country fan, and it might seem like an unlikely choice, but Dolly Parton inspires me. I first saw her growing up when I was little on late night TV shows, and I thought she was playing a character, but I could quickly see that she was combating some of the misogyny that she was facing with her own shrewd tactics. Like, she decided if she was going to be the punchline, well, darn it, she was going to write that punchline. And so I really admire how she took back the ownership in her own way for that time. And on top of it all, she's always had messages of love and kindness and respect for one another. She's also a kick-ass businesswoman, and she gives her time and money. Ultimately, Dolly is one of those people that I just really look up to, and she's been an inspiration for me.
Totally agree with you on the Dolly Parton thing. All right, welcome to the stage, Kat Judd, Senior Vice President of People and Culture with Lucid.
Well, my husband is in film, so I sort of feel like I should be getting up here and thanking the Academy. I can't believe we're all out at this live event. I'll save the Oscar speech for another time. I am truly honored to receive this award, and when Utah Business asked what did I most enjoy about my job, and I love being asked that question. It's easy to answer. And this might sound a little cliche coming from a people and culture leader, but it really is the people. I am passionate about building and forming relationships, and it has been a highlight of my career to be able to do that at Lucid. One of our values is teamwork over ego, and I think that really defines the Lucid team. Everyone just seems so smart and hardworking and just so passionate, and yet at the same time humble and genuine and thoughtful. And that's a hard combination to find. So I'm grateful for the small part I've been able to play in building and driving Lucid. But even more importantly, I'm proud of our people and proud of all the accomplishments that they do and work together. Thank you, and congratulations to the rest of the honorees as well.
Brought me to this career field is just the ability to drive influence with people. I started doing it on the marketing side and moved over on the sales side, and I just find value in the relationships with people and trying to let them know what I think and what we think as an organization and trying to solve their problems with our solutions. And marketing and sales have always been areas where I felt like I could do that. And working with amazing people, as I think about the people I've crossed paths with in my career, just amazing professionals in sales and marketing that have led me to believe that could be something that I could do. The most rewarding thing about my job is really the people that I work with and the cause that we're working on, which is we staff healthcare professionals all over the United States and around the world. And just to be able to do good and bring healthcare clinicians to hospitals and do it with people that I'm a part of my family at CHG, it feels good. It's very rewarding. It feels like we're helping healthcare function, right? And this right now, healthcare needs help functioning with everything everyone's been through the last year. So it's just really fun to be able to do so with people that I really appreciate and do it for a good cause.
Please welcome Leslie Snapley, Chief Sales Officer with CHG Healthcare.
Oh my goodness, bright lights. It's been quite a while. I did not trip up the stairs, which was the key thing I was concerned about. Just thank you all for coming out to celebrate with all of us. As I said in the video, the people at CHG are my family. I've had the pleasure of being a part of this organization for 11 years, and I honestly don't know what I would do without my CHG family. I'm here only because they're there every day helping clinicians, physicians, and nurses around the country and hospitals get the right staff to help all of us, and I'm just so thankful to be a part of that. So I thought of two things when I did not prepare remarks, and I have my two cute children right there, right by me, and they wanted me to be reading something, and I said, well, Mom doesn't read things, right? So I grew up in a really small town in central Ohio, a town of about 7,000 people, and there were two things that I learned when I grew up there. One was that you work hard every day, that if you work hard every day and do something every day that was a little bit better than you did the last day, that things would work out. And I just think so much about that when I think about accepting this award on behalf of all the people at CHG and the people around me. The second thing is how the power of relationships. And CHG has even taught that more to me as we help people and work with each other. But they say that the people you spend the time with, the top 5 people you spend time with, are really influential on you. Well, there are 7 people here with me that I spend a tremendous amount of time with. My family, my 9 and 11-year-old Matthew and Catherine, my husband John, one of my best friends Shauna, Trish and Kelly and Scott, who work with me at CHG. And these are people who make me a better person. As Elle said, we represent a ton of opportunity in this state. If you look around this set of tables, let alone the rest of our partners and our businesses. And we spend time with people, and those people help make us better, those relationships. So I'm so thankful for all of you to be a part here of making business great in Utah, and also for helping each other through what I know has been a very challenging 15 months. So thank you to Utah Business and all of you for the award.
I studied kinesiology and exercise science in college and really thought that I wanted to go into biomechanics. I took a job with Overstock in 2004. It was sort of entry level and landed in a people-centric role. And it's far from the biomechanics profession that I imagined for myself years ago, but I couldn't be happier. And it was just a great lesson for me in just always being open-minded to opportunities that come across, because you never know where they may take you. My life motto is to get comfortable being uncomfortable. And I think that's because our moments of greatest growth and learning really stem from those moments where we're slightly uncomfortable with what's happening. So that is my motto, get comfortable being uncomfortable. Success for me at the end of the day is really, am I making a difference? I want to know that what I do on a day-to-day basis is having a positive impact on people's lives and the employees that I'm really here to service.
Congratulations and welcome to the stage, Megan Tuigg, Chief People Officer with Overstock.com.
Hi, and thank you, everyone. I'm so excited to be receiving this award and to be amongst a group of really impressive honorees. These lights are very bright. I moved to Utah in 1982 when my parents' Volvo station wagon broke down on our way from New Hampshire to California, broke down in I-80, and we said, this is the place. And this is the place I learned to ski. This is the place I got my education, where I've formed lifelong friendships. It's where I've grown my career with an incredibly wonderful Utah-based company, Overstock.com, where we are building dream homes for all. And it's the place where I'm choosing to raise my daughter now. So I'm incredibly grateful to be in a state to have so many enriching opportunities. I'm also grateful for my colleagues, my leaders, my family members who have inspired and supported me along the way. So I'm grateful for that mishap, that mechanical mishap that happened in 1982. So the next time that you find that things aren't going exactly as you planned, just think about the fact that it could land you in the perfect place. Thank you.
Probably the most challenging part for me has just been learning a new industry. To move over from banking to leasing, you would think it would all be dealing with money and dealing with financing, and it is completely different than banking. But we're doing the same thing. We are helping customers to get money and to fund their businesses and to grow. The advice I would give to my younger self is to not step back from a challenge, to be able to move forward and to be able to take risks and to be able to move into opportunities and to not have any regrets. Success to me looks like working at Onset and having growth there. We have big growth plans. We've been growing the business as far as number of employees. We've been growing the business as far as locations. We've been growing the business as far as how many fundings we're doing and how many customers we're helping. And so success looks like to me is making Onset get even bigger. We're number 12th in the nation right now as far as independent leasing companies, and we want to be in the top 3, and we're going to do it. My life motto is to make a difference and to be challenged while I'm doing it. And I love to be challenged. I love to do hard things. I love to try new things, but I always want to make a difference while I'm doing it.
From Onset Financial, please welcome their president, Melinda Haynes.
What an honor to be here, and congratulations to all the honorees. It's just fantastic to be here, and a big thanks to Utah Business and for the work they do and for this fantastic event. I am so grateful to be part of the Onset Financial team, and this award really is a reflection of them, and so grateful that many of them are here with me today. And we have had an epic record-breaking year. We have already exceeded our best year ever this year, and it's only June. And what an accomplishment. And so thrilled to see what we're going to do the rest of the year because of this great team. I have a huge amount of gratitude and to Justin Nilsson, the Onset CEO. And I could go on and on about how great he is. And there's really no one like him, and he has just a phenomenal leadership style, and grateful to work with him. And then, probably most importantly is gratitude to my family and thanks to them. I have my husband, Mike, with me and many of my family members here. And just very grateful to them for their support and their love. And what I really love the most is their favorite thing to wear is Onset shirts. And I see them all over my house wearing them. And they are truly my biggest cheerleaders. So thank you.
One of my mentors, Patrick Walsh, when I asked him, what's most important in medicine? And, common answers, patient care, something like that. And he said discovery, because it's through discovery that you're able to really push the field forward and help more patients that you could ever, touch with your hands. That always was a huge allure to me. And then this opportunity came up through some of my colleagues, friends, co-residents at Hopkins, where they started the company here in Salt Lake City, and left residency to do so. Having been in this journey for 20 years, I wasn't about to leave a year before finishing, just on principle of just seeing it through, and then came out shortly thereafter to help run the R&D side of their company. An inspiration for me kind of going down this pathway, I would have to largely say is my father. He's a cardiologist, he works at NIH, and so he's always been in that sort of medicine research field, and I think that motion, that constant energy of development and progress becomes something that's really like addicting. And back then I wouldn't say I realized that. I always kind of wanted to go towards medicine and be in medicine. I think I've been saying that since kindergarten, but going down this more research development path, I think was really inspired by that.
Please welcome Dr. Nikolai Sopko, Chief Scientific Officer with Polarity TE.
Thank you, everyone. Thanks for the opportunity. I'm used to being up here giving boring research talks and putting people to sleep, so this is a nice alternative. And I think, like many of us here, this award is indicative of the great company and teams that we work for. And I've worked at a lot of great places, but being here at Polarity TE has really been inspirational. And I think an example of their dedication and passion was when the COVID pandemic hit. And we're in the middle of our FDA registration. We really had to double down, and the teams worked twice as hard to finish our clinical trials, as well as provide hundreds of thousands of COVID tests for nursing homes across the country. So it required people to work twice, and it was really nice to see. And I'd like to thank my CEO, David Seberg, as well as my division leaders, Ashley Fishley, who completed our trials during that time, as well as Mary Teresa Fedeba and Caroline Garrett, who really run our product development. As well as my wife and family for dealing with the long hours, and Utah Business and Salt Lake City for being an excellent place to have a biotech. Thank you very much.
I got in my industry in a little bit of a roundabout way. I started out in political science and journalism, really wanted to travel the world and report on things, and went to UCLA for school, and by happenstance got a job in publishing and really kind of fell in love with storytelling. And then I got hired by the Salt Lake Organizing Committee to come here to run their internal creative agency. And that's when I really got exposed to the world of branding and marketing and creativity. And that was it. My life motto is just enjoy. I know it sounds very simple, it's actually kind of hard. Life can get very complicated, and there's a lot of stress, a lot of change, a lot of uncertainty in our world. And to not get caught up in your head and the stories that you might be making up, but really be in the present and be able to appreciate what you have, what you're experiencing in the moment, and taking it fully and enjoy. Life can be very short. Human life is a short thing, so I believe we're here to really enjoy and appreciate everything that is happening to us.
Welcome to the stage, Pauline Plokin, President and Partner with Struck Advertising. Okay, she's got a little bit of an injury, so give her a second, and give her a second round of applause for that.
Had 38 days of skiing except for that little incident and where I ruptured my ACL. Hello everyone, it is such an honor. I'm truly humbled to be here with such luminaries in our communities, and I was thinking, wow, to be CXO in 2021, don't we deserve a little extra credit, right? We made it through 2020. What a year this has been. When the word of this award came up, my brother-in-law actually joked that I was the best XO of the year. And I love that joke because I love humor to begin with. But I kind of love it too because it is all about love for me. It's about loving what you do, loving the people that you do it with, and loving the people that you serve. And I happen to be incredibly lucky in that department. You know, like others, this award has made me pause and think about all the things and all the people in my life who have helped me get to where I am. And really, I have been blessed with mentors and sponsors and people who believe in me, I think, more than I believe in myself. And that really moves me. There are too many to really name, but I want to shout out a few people on my Struck team. I want to shout out my business partner and the Chief Creative Officer at Struck, Brent Watts, who 18 and a half years ago just told me, come over. I was working at the Olympics at the time, and I had hired his firm. Come over and run my studio. And I had no idea what that meant, but I said, sure. And he introduced me to a world of creativity and wonder and imagination that I could have never really imagined. And if you want a taste of that, of what he can do and what the Struck team can do, walk over to the toy store here at the Grand America and enjoy Juju. It's really a magical world. I also want to shout out my CEO and also business partner, Andrew Howlett, who 3 years ago asked me to come in and be the president at Struck and really shattering the glass ceiling for me and empowering me and removing some really big obstacle. I couldn't dream of a better mentor, and thank you to Andrew. I'm going to get emotional on the next one. I want to shout out my leadership team at Struck. They're all the way in the back. I love you guys. They're amazing. This team is just world-class talent and expertise in all of their field, from technology to creativity to strategy and marketing to media and analytics and project management and account management and people and talent. And this is a team that's not only just really talented and really good at what they do, but they care deeply about our clients and they care deeply about our people. And I really could not have done this without them. Last year when COVID hit, and they did not skip a bit. It was just like, boom, they just went right back to work. And that was just, I was done. It was just stunning. The other people I want to shout out is all of our clients. Same thing, just amazing client who empower us to tackle their biggest marketing challenge and believe in us and trust us, and we do extraordinary things together. And same, last year they did not skip a bit, and one of them is here today, Amy Christensen from Jacobson Construction, who's just a huge fan and just a personal mentor and inspiration for me. Thank you, Amy. Finally, I want to shout out my very busy, very professional, and very bohemian ladies. My girlfriends, yes, I am looking forward to our Golden Girls retirement plan. And also my husband, who is just the most amazing person, who believes in me, cheers me on, is just always puts me on a pedestal. I have no idea why, but it really has helped me just through all of the struggles and the difficulty and the self-doubt that I experience. And then finally, I want to shout out the Utah business community. I have watched you grow last year and really embrace diversity, inclusion, and equity. And this is something that's really important to me and obviously very dear to my heart. And it is just a powerful thing. And I really want to thank you for, this leadership is really kind of embracing it. And when we help women and minorities, I think we really help our communities thrive. So thank you for all that you're doing for all of us to thrive. Thank you.
I was born in Sri Lanka. I always wanted to become a pilot. Somehow things changed. I ended up in Utah, getting my aerospace engineering degree, and then I wanted to work for Boeing, but now I'm working for Young Living Essential Oils, and I love it every day. What's interesting to me about essential oils, it's hard to express the feeling you get when you start using the oils. My daughter, she's 7 years old, she loves it. She uses lavender every night and rose oil every morning. So I think you should experience by using it. When I go home and I look back, if that puts a smile on my face, that's when I know it's impacted me. I've spoken to hundreds and hundreds of brand partners out there, who had a life-changing story. Just listening to them and hearing their heart out, that's when you're part of the right company and the right industry. So to answer your question, has it impacted me? Absolutely, yes.
Please give a warm welcome to the Chief Global Sales and Operations Officer with Young Living Essential Oils, Prasad Gankanda.
Wow. I've been here a couple of times, sitting in the audience, clapping for my teammates. Never thought I'm going to be here one day. I was born in Sri Lanka. When I was 19 years old, I packed up 2 suitcases and I came to Logan, Utah. The times were rough. I have to say, Mary Young, the CEO and the co-founder of the company, thanks for giving a chance for a guy from Sri Lanka. I'll always honor that, and I'll keep my word. Joe Cannon and the executive team, thank you. Thank you for being there for me every day, supporting me, guiding me. Last 2 years hasn't been fun, but we did it. Next, my beautiful wife and my beautiful daughter, Gaia and Maya. You guys have always championed me. My daughter always says, Daddy, you're always on the phone. I try to get better every single day, but thank you. Burning the midnight oil every single day is not easy, and you guys have been a part of it. Lastly, I might be the one to receive the award, but it's because of my team, and I know they're here, they're watching it. Thank you. Thank you for being part of the most amazing company, and Your Business, thank you, and congratulations to everyone. Thank you.
My aspirations actually originally were to end up in sports marketing of some kind. I wanted to work for a professional sports franchise, but I was just looking to make a change, and an opportunity presented itself within Zions Bank, and I thought, well, I'll pursue that opportunity until I figure out what I really want to do, and here I am 24 years later, and so I say I got into banking on accident, but I've stayed by choice. I've recognized throughout my career that my individual success is really less important. What's truly important is the success of the organization I'm part of, and I've then learned that as I help contribute to the success of the organization, that individual success is followed. And so, I really do define success for me personally as what level of contribution am I making to the success of the organization. What gets me out of bed in the morning is an acknowledgement that what I'm doing in my job matters to individuals, and it matters to our community, it matters to the organization that I'm a part of. I can see the fruits of the work that I'm doing and the impact that it's having. And to me, that's meaningful. That drives me a lot more than money, than recognition, is just the acknowledgement that what I'm doing matters to people.
Please welcome Rob Ruff, Executive Vice President, Marketing and Communications with Zions Bank.
Well, thank you to Utah Business, and congratulations to all of the honorees today. It's truly an honor for me to be recognized among this group. It's been said a couple of times today, but as I was driving into the office this morning, which is a new thing for all of us to get used to, coming back to the office, but as I was driving in and I was thinking about today, one of the things that really strikes me, and it's a word that we don't often use, but I've heard it used a couple of times today is in business, and it's love. I truly love what I do. And I have been blessed in my life, particularly over the last 24 years, to work for an organization that I equally love and to work with people whom I love. The executive team that I have the privilege of working with are people who have not only influenced my professional life, but have deeply impacted me personally, and they're people I love. And the team that I work with, the marketing team that I'm privileged to work with, are, again, people who I love, and I feel honored to work with every day. The partners that we have, some of whom are here in the room today, are people who I love. I'm grateful that my wife is here today. She is the chief everything officer in my life, and she is the one who has always lifted me and been there for me. We often are introduced in professional settings by our titles. I'm introduced as who is he? He is the executive vice president of marketing communications at Zions Bank. Well, the reality is that's what I do. Who I am is that I'm Holly's husband. I'm Jordan, Olivia, and Jackman's dad. I'm Annie's grandpa. And those are the relationships that are most meaningful to me, and that's what drives me every day. That's what gets me out of bed, doing the things that I do, because I'm surrounded by people whom I love and who I know love me. And so again, thank you for this great honor. Thank you again, Utah Business, and again, congratulations to all of the honorees today.
The beginning of my career, I've been so fortunate that I have touched different industries. I've been in the mining industry, the aerospace, the nonprofit sector. And I'm so fortunate to land in the service sector, and each of those industries have just provided such a variety and diversity for my career. But no, I would have never said as I was finishing school, I will manage a law firm at some time in my career. For me, success now is when I am playing a role in the development of a team or an organization or the community that then sees success, and then certainly taking a step back and being able to reward those individuals for a job well done, and to recognize a job well done, and to look back and realize that I was a participant in that. Advice that I'd give to my younger self is the same advice that I have to give to my older self, and that is to slow down, enjoy the moment, and I think don't worry so much. I need to remember that most problems can be solved, most challenges or obstacles can be overcome, and that most opportunities do present themselves again. So again, I'm having to take that advice on a daily basis and slow down, enjoy the moment, and try not to worry so much.
That's some great advice right there. Please welcome to the stage our final honoree of the day, the Chief Operations Officer with Jones Waldo, Sue Scanchi.
Oh my, what an honor this indeed is. Thank you for the award. Thank you for the recognition. When I received the email coming in, I was surprised. It was a good surprise. It actually landed on the same day that I was closing out the financials for the law firm, so timing was pretty good on that one. But I am indeed so fortunate to work at a law firm with dedicated attorneys and staff. I find it so fulfilling to work alongside professionals that are dedicated to serving clients and serving one another. And so I do want to acknowledge them and recognize them for all the efforts that they have done. It is because of them that we're able to do what we do on a daily basis. So truly, thank you to them. I do count myself also very fulfilled in working with so many professionals and folks that contribute to my career. I want to also express my appreciation to my family. They have stood by my side with all my personal and professional endeavors, so thank you to them. Many are able to be here today and some online, so thank you for that opportunity to have that option available. But truly thank you to all the other honorees as well. It is quite heartfelt and fulfilling to be a part of this group, and thank you again so much for the recognition and the award.
A big congratulations to all of those recognized today, and also a thank you. You are helping your businesses and organizations thrive in what has been, I think we can all say, an incredibly challenging year. So it's thanks to leaders like you that Utah has one of the best economies in the country and a happy workforce to go along with it. Let's give these winners another round of applause. All right, some housekeeping items before we go. Remember, your parking has been paid for. You usually get one of those vouchers, but the gate's just gonna be up when you leave today, so you can just drive on out. We also, yeah, woohoo is right? You don't have to stop at the gates. We also like to do our part in recycling, so your little name badge, you can leave that right on your table, or you can drop it off at the registration desk before you leave. So thanks again for joining us today, and congratulations to the 2021 CXO of the Year honorees.